Did you really think Microsoft was going to take this sitting down with $70 billion on the table? Did you really think they were going to let Sony run amok with its fear and anti-copy arguments? Think again. Last week I reported about Sony's fears of the ABK deal going through, how they cited Call of Duty and Game Pass to be a force they couldn't replicate. It basically said it was anti-consumer. Well, Microsoft didn't like that, and they didn't just respond in kind, they responded with teeth. They responded with some force, line by line, basically calling Sony's argument nonsense. First of all, Microsoft quite accurately pointed out the fact that it was only Sony that raised an issue with this. They said, only one third party, Sony, presented materially different opinions from the applicants, and other third parties consulted by the SG, whom Sony is isolated in their understanding, and curiously even contradicts itself in its response to the letter, as will be detailed below. Oh dear, that's quite saucy. But don't worry, I've got you covered in a source video coming very soon. But right now, it's Microsoft delivering some saucy goodness. Check this out. Sony's public statements on subscription games and its response to the SG's letter are clear. Sony does not want attractive subscription services to threaten its dominance in the digital distribution market for console games. In other words, Sony rails against the introduction of new monetization models capable of challenging its business model. But it's true, no? Only Sony is contesting this, and for good reason. It's self-preservation, as I said last week. But it goes even further. You'll be shocked at some of the lengths Sony have apparently been going to in the background to stop Xbox's dominance. Stating that Call of Duty has a loyal following is a premise which does not follow from the conclusion that the game is a gaming category per se. Sony's comments about Call of Duty being its own gaming category was pretty curious last week. Obviously, Sony would seek to exaggerate the influence of Call of Duty, just like Microsoft is seeking to perhaps downplay it. But a whole gaming category? Do you, our lovely viewers, think Call of Duty sits in its own gaming category, huh? Think about it and let us know. Sony's own PlayStation, incidentally, has an established base of loyal brand players. Such a finding, however, does not lead to the conclusion that PlayStation or any branded product with loyal consumers is a separate market from all other consoles. Extrapolating from such a finding to the extreme conclusion that Call of Duty is a category of games per se is simply unjustifiable under any quantitative or qualitative analysis. Source. Extreme conclusion. Unjustifiable under any quantitative or qualitative analysis. If you remember, Sony last week cited Game Pass being far too potent, especially combined with Call of Duty. But you know what Microsoft did? They listed reasons why Sony was wrong, stating the following. 1. Microsoft's strategy was not to remove content from players, and PlayStation players could always pay for the game or price. 2. Data shows that players see subscription services as just one of multiple ways to play games. Microsoft stated that Sony's claims ignore the dynamic nature of subscription services and the fact that Sony has one too. Oh yes, Sony, do you remember that? What is really amusing from all of this, however, is the fact that Microsoft is throwing shade at Sony and its tactics regarding exclusivity, namely Sony's money-hatting antics, which date as far back as the PlayStation 1 and Tomb Raider. Such good times, but not for the Sega Saturn. Microsoft said the heart of PlayStation's strategy was timed exclusivity. Oh, but this next part, this part is where things get really dark. Microsoft alleges that Sony actively tries to hamper Game Pass's growth by paying some developers for blocking rights in return for them not to add their content onto Game Pass. Basically, bribing publishers, or should we say, adding financial incentives to do so. Now, we don't really know much of the details here, but on the face of it, this sounds pretty shady and shows Sony's fear of Game Pass is even greater than we imagined. Even greater than those people who have tried to hijack the forever physical movement on social media. Shame, Sony. Shame. Finally, Microsoft stated that COD would remain multi-platform because it made no business sense to them in terms of profitability by making the game exclusive to Xbox. It's why Call of Duty games are going to be multi-platform. I said last week things were hotting up, and they've even got even hotter this week, and the sauce is already stirring hot. But we haven't even seen anything yet because expect this back and forth to heat up when the FTC gets involved. That's when things get real interesting. For now, though, what do you think of Microsoft's rebuttals here? Do you agree? Or is Sony right in what it said in the first place? Please hit that like button if you want more content like this. Oh, I don't think I've forgotten the sauce video. It's marinating and it's going to be magnifique.